Hello, hello, beautiful, blessed people. Bonjour, good morning, good night, whenever you're seeing this. My name is Christine, and I am your Zen Wellness Godmama. And here in this Zen Wellness space, it's my goal and intention to empower you to start and maintain your intuitive wellness journey. And my intention for today, coming today, is to share a message for you all. And the time of me currently filming this, it is it is October 12th. The sun is in Libra, the moon is in Taurus, about to enter Gemini. We enter a void course of moon in Gemini at around 2:30, I believe, Pacific Standard Time if you're watching this. When I upload it, and hopefully I can upload it today. But yeah, there's some interesting things going on in the astro weather, which I will definitely get into. But just wanted to kind of set the intention for today. I will be pulling some cards to see if Spirit has any messages for us on this Mercury day. And I have a really strong feeling that they do, and Mercury has a message for us as well. I've been gone for a little bit of a minute, but a lot has been going on, which I will get into. But welcome, 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 and happy Hoodoo Heritage Month. October is Hoodoo Heritage Month, and so for this card, or for this spread, I will be pulling a card from my, as a general theme, from my Hoodoo tarot deck. And I absolutely love this tarot deck in honor of Hoodoo Heritage Month. So let's just kind of do a little check-in, do a little grounding, doing a little recap. How are you all doing? After this full moon in Aries that happened a couple of days ago. It was a full moon in Aries, and full moons is kind of like, it's a lot of energy. It's just the bubbling up of what's been lying underneath the surface. And in Aries and during Libra, it's all about the me and the kind of like we a little bit, right? Aries is the I am. It's the baby of the zodiac. It's the start of the zodiac. And Libra is all about harmony, justice, and really figuring out what we all need as a collective in order to bring about justice in the world. And with this past full moon, it was really close to Chiron, which is the wounded healer. And Chiron has so much to teach us. And for me personally, Chiron is conjoined with a whole bunch of planets. I have a stellium in my 10th house in Gemini, my sun, my Chiron, I believe my Lilith, my black moon Lilith, as well as can't think of it, MC is all in Gemini in the 10th house. And let's just say this full moon was a big one for me, Gemini. Virgo rising, 8th house. It happened in my 8th house of like transformation. So it was a big one for me. So I hope you all are feeling well and kind of like integrating some of the messages that popped up during the full moon. And we'll kind of get into that during the astro weather. Well, let's get into that now. Today is a really interesting day. And I say that because we're closing out a cycle today, the Mercury Opposing Jupiter Cycle. Mercury is the planet of communication, is a messenger planet, right? And Jupiter is the planet of expansion, of just bigness, wideness, Big Daddy Jupiter, right? And so when Mercury is opposing Jupiter, there's a story that needs to be told, and for our expansion. And the story started October 7th and continued on September 2nd, and continues September 18th. And now today, the time of me filming this is October 12th, which is the ending of the Mercury Opposing Jupiter Cycle. So, invitation for you to look back at your journals, at your tarot spread pulls, at your conversations, at your text messages, at your photo gallery, to see kind of what was coming up, the messages that were coming up on September 2nd, September 18th, and seeing how the cycle or the messages are closing today, October 18th. And I actually uploaded a video on September 2nd and did a spread that kind of what intrigued me to do a spread today to kind of close out that message of what I shared on September 2nd. So, invitation to go to my YouTube channel and or my channel, to check out the message that I put. And I think it was labeled something about Virgo season reflections. And so, check that out. You'll see it on my page. But let's talk about this transit a little bit. Let me just give you some keywords. So Wednesday, October 12th, Mercury opposing Jupiter. There's some good news coming back to us. That started on September 2nd, was the first cycle. September 18th was the second cycle. And October 12th, we're closing the loop. This is a good time to make good on the promises that we made ourselves and that we made others. I believe in that video that I made in September 2nd. I talked about working with Mercury because we were about to enter Mercury retrograde. So now Mercury is direct. What kind of messages or themes were popping up during the Mercury retrograde cycle, and revisiting that. Let's see here. Data messages are coming through that can help us see the bigger picture. I mentioned that a lot in the last reading, talking about big picture and minute details. Try not to jump to conclusions today. Bring in your social experiences, talk to others, chat with others. Hence why I'm with you today. I've taken a little pause off of Instagram, but I think I will be returning just to chat with others, to see the vibe, to feel the vibe that's going on with right now. And this is also great for focus and concentration, great for writing, great for vocaling out what you're saying. Today as well, the sun is trining with Saturn, which is helping to stabilize us, building harmony with ourselves and others, and focusing on the practical things to get things done, right, Saturn? What else do we have in the weather report today? Venus is trining Saturn tomorrow. Today, I don't know if it's exactly today, but I know this week Mars was squaring off with Neptune. So there's a lot of really strong energy going on right now. So just keeping that in mind as we pull for today. And before we get into the pull, I just kind of wanted to share a little bit about Hoodoo Heritage Month, because October is Hoodoo Heritage Month, and October is really a time where the veil gets thin. You know, we kind of have Samhain, and the veil gets really thin around Halloween. Why do you think we have Halloween around October 31st during Hoodoo Heritage Month? And I kind of want to share just some things that I've learned. I've just actually wrapped up my African Traditional Religions 101 class with Sharon Chell of In Our Mother's Garden. Check out her work. Check out that documentary on Netflix. Great. We are actually going. I'm so excited to New Orleans for Hoodoo. I believe it's Hoodoo Fete, when Fete is like a carnival of the dead. So we're going for that in November, which I'm super, super excited about. She just announced that she bought out the theater for us to see Wakanda Forever. So I'm super hyped for that. So I've done a lot in the African traditional spirituality space, but Hoodoo is not a religion. And let's talk a little bit about what Hoodoo is before we get into the spread, because I will be pulling the general theme from my Hoodoo tarot deck. So I will read what the definition of hoodoo is. So hoodoo is a way of Black Southern life, Southern Black American culture. And hoodoo is variously defined as the follow. The folk spiritual controlling and healing tradition originated among and practiced primarily but not exclusively by African Americans and their descendants, primarily in southern United States. And that's by Hazard Donald, 2013. The indigenous and hoodoo is also known as the indigenous medicine and psychiatry of the Black American. Ralph Cunnan and Juju Bay, who I took this course from, she has an amazing podcast called A Little Juju podcast, and she talks all about hoodoo and African spirituality. So check that out on where podcasts are found. And she says hoodoo is the healing and control system that is rooted in Africa, sprouted through the southern United States by enslaved Africans and their descendants. It includes using workings of roots, herbs, and other material spirits to deliver a specific outcome and carry a certain set of belief and rituals. Juju Bay. And hoodoo is, like I said, it's a lot of root working. It's a lot, and I love what she said. Hoodoo is how Black people made sense of how to control their suffering. So they had to figure out a way to control the suffering and the oppression that they were constantly receiving and were constantly receiving today. So hoodoo and working with the roots, working with the land, working with the spirits was a way to make sense of what was going on. Hoodoo is a healthcare system, a justice system, a spiritual system, a social system, a psychological system. So with that being said, I've already blessed and shuffled the deck. So let's see what general energy we can be working with today. And this is just the general energy of what we need to know at this time. Asking our spirits and guides to come through. That's a lot of cards here. Let me just put them all back. What do we need to know at this time? Okay, and that popped up. Okay, Chariot has been coming up a lot, and I won't read this, but this is kind of on the bottom of the deck, which is kind of letting me know the ethers of this movement, of this general energy. The general energy card that popped up was the Five of Knives, and we'll get into this card in a second. But just looking at the bottom of the deck, which to me says like the ethers, the advice, kind of just like the general like essence of this reading. And it's Railroad Bill, and Railroad Bill in this is the Chariot card, and the Chariot card is all about movement forward, moving towards something. It's kind of also can be like a split decision or like a decision you have to make for movement. So just knowing that that is kind of in the ethers, and working with the Father of Knives. So Father of Knives would be the King of Swords in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck. And the King of Swords is about owning your truth. And it's so interesting. Again, invitation to look back at that post, that reading that I did a couple of readings back on September 2nd, again, when we first started this Mercury Opposing Jupiter Cycle, because, yeah, messages are clearly linked as I pull the first card. So the Father of Knives is the King of Knives, which is really all about owning your, and swords to me is like thoughts, words, speaking, right? So owning your thoughts, really standing firm in those, knowing that he's mature in his thoughts. He's a father. He's a wise being. And in his kind of basket here, I'm seeing a lot of clocks. So owning maybe and knowing the time that you're in. Let's read this from the Hoodoo Tarot deck and see what we have, what they have to say. Okay, Father of Knives, the plant, and in this guidebook, it comes with a plant, And with the major arcana, it also comes with a Bible verse, a plant, and some journal questions. And if we have time, I'm filming this before my daughter gets up, so depending on if we have time or not, I'll go back and read the ethers environment of the railroad bill. But for the Father of Knives, the plant is the slippery elm image. The Father of Knives is standing outside of the circle of a cornmeal with a knife stuck in the center. There are broken timepieces in the circle with a big hands pointing at the numerical value of a person's name. Their time is annoying him. Their time annoying him is now up. Their time of annoying him is now up. Okay, so let me read a little bit more before I get into that. The Father of Knives is quintessential dominant male. One, on the positive side, he is assertive, intellectual, ethical, analytical, mature, and just a leader. Okay. So, Father of Knives is really saying the time of y'all fucking around, messing around with me is over. Okay, I'm reclaiming my time and I'm taking my time back. I'm owning my time. I'm standing in my truth. I'm standing in my power. From what I've gained during this Mercury opposing cycle, I know what I need. I've collected what I need, and I'm putting my knife stamp firmly in the ground. I'm standing my ground, knowing my truth, owning my truth, speaking my truth, right? So that's kind of what the energy I'm getting in. And you're leading. We're leading. We're leading with our thoughts. We're leading with our mind. We're leading with the truth that we have gained during this particular cycle. So let's get into the rest of the messages. I will be pulling from my oracle deck as well as my traditional Rider-Waite's tarot deck for additional clarity here. So let's just see what general themes we are working with, and then we'll get into some clarity. Okay. So I have 4 cards here, and that's funny because I think that is what we had last time. So let's see the journey we are in this time, and justice is popping up again for Libra season. And interesting, one of the cards that came up during our last reading, the reading in that I did previously, is popping up again. I just feel like I need to just pull from the top. Interesting. Okay. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. This is definitely wrapping up the cycle of what was in the first message. So check that out. Check that out. Okay. Check that out. Okay. So again, we are on another journey. And the journey starts off with justice. And I have justice in the 7 of Wands reversed. And let's see, how do I show this? Sorry, y'all. Okay, so we have the justice in 7 of Wands reversed. And justice is Libra season. Justice, as I talked previously in Libra, is all about the we. What is the collective need? That balancing out that the scales of justice, right? The heart centered as well as your thoughts. What your heart is feeling as well as your thoughts. Balancing that out. And during this season, the beginning of the journey, right? Beginning of the journey, we were really balancing out what does justice mean for us? How do we need to feel justice? What do I need to speak? What do I need to own? What do I need to be a leader of in order to receive justice? And with the 7 of Wands here, the 7 of Wands upright is all about fighting for what you believe in, fighting for your justice, fighting for your passion, fighting for your spirituality, fighting all of those other wands that stand in your way, standing strong and looking good. Okay, she is looking good. I love that outfit. Looking good, doing it, fighting those battles. But this in reverse is telling us now, after this journey, we have received justice for ourselves. We are standing firm. We are no longer fighting, but we're owning our justice, right? Father of Knives, we're owning our truth. We're not letting any of these other wands waste our time. We're letting those go, right? We're letting those go and standing in our truth for that justice. And I have in the next set of cards, I have air in the Four of Wands. So really from, again, air is also associated with the knives and in the Rider-Waite tarot decks. And air is, the element of air is thoughts. Gemini, Aquarius, Libra are all air signs. Excuse me, all air signs. So if you are one of those air signs, shout out to you. My cats are doing their little thing. Shout out to you. But the element of air, listening to your thoughts, connecting with air, connecting with smoke as well. Air plus fire is smoke, right? And in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, wands represent fire. So we see a lot of wands energy here. And so I don't know why that came up, smoke, but interesting. If you need to do smoke ritual, invitation to do a smoke ritual. But with air in the Four of Wands is telling us that there's something to celebrate here. There's something to celebrate here around what we have accomplished, what we have knocked down in regards to our thoughts. Mercury is also thoughts, right? And communicating. So maybe something that was communicated during this Mercury opposing Jupiter season, it's time to celebrate that. We have created a stable foundation for us to celebrate, to us to be in a community reunion. You know, here, there, it looks like they're at a wedding, right? They're celebrating something. Two people coming together to create a solid foundation to celebrate with. And yellow here to me is all about learning. It's all about exploring. So there was something that we've learned during the season that Spirit's letting us know is, congratulations, now you have the stable ground. You have the passion within you to plant for solid ground, to call it a stable ground, to celebrate, to bring in more abundance into your life, to bring, you know, more passion, more celebratory. So yeah, kudos, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And next in the journey, we have the Page of Swords with stay focused and remember why you started. So yes, we have a lot of celebrating to do. We are closing up the cycle. However, pages are all about a new journey. Once we close out a cycle, what happens after death? Rebirth. We're starting over new. We're starting over new. So, in a new phase, right? In a new step, in a new way. We're starting new in a new journey. So now we've done all of this. Spirit saying, yes, you've gotten your battles. It's time to celebrate. But now we are entering in a new journey, with a new journey based on what has come up. What new thoughts are you bringing into this cycle? What new energies are you bringing into the cycle? Be curious, remain open to the different messages that Spirit has around you. Be open to different things, and remember why you started. What was your intention? What was the intention? I gave an invitation to work with Mercury, to set an intention with Mercury during the retrograde cycle. What was your intention? I went back and I looked at all of my journal entries. I looked at all of my spreads. I listened to all of my voice notes during this time. What is the intention? What was your intention? Remember that and stay focused towards that. Stay focused towards that. He's got a bow and an arrow here, which looks to me, it looks like a bow and an arrow. Stay focused and remember why you started as you're exploring and as you're starting this new journey of thought, this new way of thinking, you know. Maybe you are getting into Hoodoo. Maybe you are a little bit curious about Hoodoo and Voodoo and the cult and just witchiness. You know, this is spooky season. This is the time to dibble dabble into all of these things, baby. Open the door to the world of mysticism, but stay focused and remember why you started. Why do you want to explore this? Why do you want to dive deeper? Why do you want to get into Hoodoo? Why do you want to get into Voodoo? Why do you want to get into Voodoo? Why do you want to get into Ifa? Why do you want to get into Yoruba? Remember, stay focused. Remember why you started. Spirit saying, and with this next Oh, I think that's the message. I have a feeling that a lot of you are exploring the occult, are exploring during this time the witchy season, you know, hoodoo and voodoo and all of that stuff. And Spirit saying as you're starting this new journey, remember why you started and stay focused. And the end of this reading is the Seven of Cups. And this is the card that popped up again. And it says, no matter what happens outside of myself, know that I am safe. I know that I am safe. So as you're exploring, as you're looking at the different things, you know, Seven of Cups is a whole bunch of different options, being open and seeking. The number 7 is all about questions and answers. I'm in a personal 7 year, so and 7 is all about spirituality. So for me personally, in my 7 year, I have a lot of questions. I'm questioning a lot of spiritual things. I'm questioning and seeking a lot of knowledge. 7 is a seeker, the archetype of seeker, seeking out a lot in the spiritual realm. I'm exploring hoodoo. I'm exploring voodoo. I'm exploring voodoo, and I'm exploring African traditional spirituality, all of those things. So as you're exploring all of these things, seeking out all of these things, questioning all of these things, no matter what happens outside of myself, I know that I am safe. Know that you're safe. You know, a lot of these things can be scary. Why? Because we have been conditioned to know that. I look at scary movies nowadays and I see how they depict voodoo and voodoo dolls and all of these things, and it breaks my heart. It really, really, really breaks my heart. All my life as a Haitian American, I've been judged. Oh, you're going to put a hex on me. What a voodoo did you do? It has such a bad connotation to it, but the more and more and the deeper I explore and what it means, it's clear and it's evident to me why they don't want us to not glamorize, because I don't think it should be glamorized, but why they don't want us to tap into these things, why they want us to think that it's demonic. They're scared of the power we have or the power we could have, okay? What is hoodoo? Hoodoo is a healthcare system. It's a justice system. It's a spiritual system. It's a social system. It's a psychological system. Do we need your system? The system that they're trying to put us in? Do we need your system when we got this at our fingertips? Do we need to be giving you money to help us with all of this? And not saying that we don't. For each individual person, it's different. You have to seek out, you have to explore what works for you. But when you know we have this at our fingertips, will we automatically go to the systems that they want to put us in, right? Justice. Find out the justice for your own self. Railroad Bill is saying take action and go towards it. Let's see what Railroad Bill got to say. Railroad Bill got a message. Let's read your message, Railroad Bill. What do you got to say? The Chariot. Give me a second while I flip through and find Railroad Bill. And I see Justice. Sorry, y'all. Railroad Bill is hiding. Give me a second. Okay, Railroad Bill is really hiding from me. Railroad Bill, why you hiding, Railroad Bill? Are you not wanting us to go? Are you hesitant to go? I see Railroad Bill now. Are you hesitant? Are you hesitant to start this journey to explore? I don't know. Psalms 108. I've been working a lot with Psalms. I have a Psalms prayer book. Invitation to work with Psalms. With God, we shall do it, and he who will tread down for foes. With God, we shall do it, and he who will tread down our foes. Interesting. I gotta read into that a little bit. Maca, interesting. Maca is the plant, and the image. Railroad Bill is waving at the people cheering for him in the distance. Railroad Bill was a laborer with a clear past and has a name, place of birth, and many other details about his life remains a mystery. What we do know is that the authorities claimed him to be a man named Morris Slatter. He was known, and we know the hell he was put through, Lord. It all started in 1994 while Bill was employed as a terrapin worker in the Buffalo Springs, Florida. After an altercation, he was exchanged with gunshots with a deputy. The cause of the rows between the cause of the row has been lost to time, but it was from the day that he had become an outlaw. Bill committed train robberies and engaged in fatal gunfights with the lawmen and bounty hunters who traveled from all over the country to collect a sustainable bounty on his head. Bill usually rode along the Louisville-Nashville Railroad station in southern Alabama. Naturally, the daily reports of the Negro gunned down white men sold a lot of newspaper, and didn't take long for folks to hero Robin Hood was born. According to members of the black community at the time, Bill used his spiritual powers as a conjure man to avoid capture by transforming himself into a fox and threw dogs off his trail. He was a shapeshifter. He became a personification of a clever trickster, Mercury, who appears in both indigenous American and African folklore, so much so that his legend continued to grow well into the 20th century. There will be songs about Railroad Bill by artists Robert Pickett, Farrah Waldhall, Ging Turner, Thomas Dorsey, Will Bennett, Jack Elliott, Bill Williams, Joan Baez, and others. In 1981, Bill was resurrected and cheered by working class once again when a musical, Railroad Bill, was produced by NYC's Labor Theater, and one that was founded specifically to attract the something. Sorry, y'all. Okay. When Railroad Bill pops up, you are being encouraged to. I wanted to say the history, because the history and knowing our ancestors' names and saying our ancestors' names are so important. So important. So important. So their story is just as important as the message that they have to bring. So this is the message. When Railroad Bill turns up, you are being encouraged to increase your efforts to ensure victory. It's a reminder that the characteristics are being required to win: confidence, determined, discipline, persistence, and assertiveness. Now is the time to adapt a take no prisoners attitude towards anybody or anything that attempts to get in your way. When you're seeking out all this stuff, take no prisoners. Don't let nobody get in your way. And know that you're safe. Know that you're safe. If you are not aggressive or ambitious by nature, then this card is warning you that you must toughen up or risk the loss of what you've worked hard for. If you receive Bell in a reading, consider the following. If you plan to win a game, then why are you playing? If you don't plan to win a game, then why are you playing? Success is the best revenge. Get rid of any people or situations that are distracting you from your mission now. Only self-confidence and strong will to survive will get you through this. It's my way or the highway. What's the competition? Know yourself, know thyself, and propel thyself. Know thyself and propel thyself. Ooh, that's a mantra if I haven't heard one. It's called self-esteem for a reason. Stop waiting for others to cheer you on. Dominance happens. I am allergic to humble pie, so you can have it. Wow. What is victorious outcome you seek? Well, there's a will. Where there's a will, there's a way. Yeah, it's an ego thing. I ain't sorry. You do it. But will you? You can do it, but will you? You can do it, but will you? What are you seeking? What are you seeking? Is it the spirituality? Is it the cult? Is it hoodoo? Is it voodoo? What are you seeking? Maybe witchiness? You know, you love hocus pocus. But are you scared to claim yourself a witch? Explore, what does that mean? What limiting mindsets do you have to against that? Railroad Bill is saying, forget all that. Forget all that. Seek what you want. Seek your passion. Fight for what you believe in. Don't let anybody tell you that you don't need to do it. You don't have to do it. And the energy at the bottom of the deck is 10 of Cups. And 10 of Cups is about emotional fulfillment. After you go for what you seek, standing your truth, starting this new beginning, remember why you started, and knowing that you're safe along this journey and standing in your truth, emotional fulfillment. Emotional fulfillment is right around the corner. Being emotional fulfilled, happy. Your family's happy. Your ancestors are happy. Your next generation are happy. Say their names. Say their names. Find out your ancestors, work with them. This energy at the end of the month, that communing with the dead, Dia de los Muertos, connecting with the dead. Watch the movie. What is the movie? Why can't I think of it? The cute little boy with the guitar. If you don't say your ancestors' names, they'll forget. What's that other one? There's so many good movies on Disney Channel right now about ancestry and ancestry veneration and saying their names. Anyway, yeah, so that's the message right now. Really, for justice for yourself, really seek out. Fight whoever you need to fight. Not, you know what I mean by that. You know, not literally physically fight, but fight for yourself. Fight for your own, right, y'all? Fight for your own beliefs, your own passions, your own will. Because there's a lot to seek out. Now that this Mercury opposing Jupiter has closed out a cycle, what are you seeking? What is the new journey that you're seeking right now, that you're getting towards? Know that you're safe. And Railroad Bill, you already heard his message. And right at the bottom of Railroad Bill is the Fool, which is all about taking a leap of faith. Taking a leap of faith and going. You may not know where you're going, what you're doing, but you're taking a leap of faith and you're trusting, knowing that you're supported and know that you're safe along the way. Okay, let's get, a self-care essentials tip. Saying yes to me. Give yourself permission to believe that you are perfect and beautiful as you are. When you choose yourself and acknowledge your own inner guidance, when you say yes to yourself, you prove that you trust yourself. Self-care practice. Wake up every morning, and before the reality of the day sets in, let these be your first words. I feel great today. Today is a great day. Today is my day. Do this every day, even on the days that seem harder than others. Add your own affirmations. Visualize yourself each day as your best self before the day begins. Push your brain to focus on these simple sentences as the first sentences every day. I feel great today. Today is a great day. Today is my day. Questions. What is the first thought in the morning? Is it a thought that represents what I do in my day in life? So what are you thinking when you get up in the morning? It's like, okay, what does this person need? What does that person need? How do I need to be for this person? How do I need to act for this day? What do I need? What do I need? Today is my day. Okay? That's something that I'm battling within myself all the time. Virgo moon and rising here. I live to serve. I want to serve. I want to be social, Gemini sun. I want to do all of these things. But what do I need? I forget myself so often. What do I need? I am a masterpiece. You are a masterpiece. What do you need? Remind yourself of that today and say yes to yourself today. Remember that you are a masterpiece. Seek without judgment. Remember Railroad Bill. Remember the Father of Knives is the general theme, is the general energy. Stand firm in those truths. Reclaim your time. Stand firm in those truths. Be the leader of your own destiny. Be the leader of your community. Be the leader of your next generation and say, hey, I was able to burn down these barriers of limiting beliefs. Society wanted to put me in a box. Society wanted me to pay attention to this religion and this religion only, but I dismantled all of that and I've sought my own truth. Each one of us has a different spiritual journey, and none of us should say and dictate what another spiritual journey could be. Figure it out on your own, right? Figure it out on your own and know that you're safe along the way. Remember that why you started, and you are a masterpiece, baby. Sending you all so much love, so much love. You know where to find me. And on Instagram, I said I'm gonna go back on Instagram. But mainly you can find me in my newsletter. I'm going to get back to my newsletter. Y'all, life has been tough for your girl. I'm going through a move, family life, marriage life. I just celebrated 8 years of my wedding anniversary. 8 is a powerhouse, transformational year. So a lot has been going on with your girl. So thanks for giving me grace. I haven't been as active and as social as I would like to be, but thank you for giving me grace. Y'all, I'm in my 7 weeks. 7. I'm in my 7 week of my doula, my birth sister training, and thank you all that have donated and that support me along the way. If this reading has resonated with you, my PayPal, Venmo information is below. Feel free to donate, and I set the intention that everything returned back to you 100-fold, and every single dollar that I receive goes back into my birth sister work, my birth community work, because we know that birth is a revolution, and I'm here to help all of those in that revolution. And from preconception to conception to pregnancy to postpartum to being a mother, to our fur babies, to our projects, to our children. Being a mother can mean so many different things to so many different people, and I'm here as a birth sister, as a sister, to help whoever I can. And I hope that I've helped you today in some way, form, or fashion. Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, because y'all do know that that helps out. I really don't care about numbers. I just really set the intention that those who are meant to see this will see that, whether it's 30 people, whether it's 30,000, whether it's 10,000. It doesn't matter to me, but liking, subscribing, and sharing with others does help get the message out to more people. So if you feel called to do that, welcome to, and sending you all so much love. Until the next time.